How we doing, friends? My name is Jesse and welcome back to Male Nurse Mentor. I just want to be a friend. I just want to be a big brother to you men out there. And for you females, you guys are always welcome on this channel as well. So the video today, I got 5 ways to build wealth as an RN. I got my phone here. I'll be looking down from time to time. I wrote down 5 ways an RN can build wealth. Money has always been something I've been interested in. I grew up, in a household that didn't really have a lot of money. My background story of my parents are, they immigrated from Mexico, worked in the orchards, and kind of built their way up from there. So I saw a certain perspective. When I became my own person, right, I leveraged school to get a better job and build my career out that way. So I've always been somewhat savvy with money. I've always known you're supposed to save and invest just because I've seen my parents, go through the whole process of, coming to this country and trying to build a life for themselves. People around them weren't doing the same thing they were doing while they were saving and investing and elevating in life. Other people weren't doing that. I kind of come from that perspective. That's just a little bit of my background, and of course, self-education. So as a nurse, I'm just going to be very blunt with you guys. There's no reason why you should be broke. None at all. None. There's no reason. I can't stress that enough. As a nurse, you make good money, you have a good steady income source, a good job, and if you don't like your current job, you go find a new job. With all that out the way, here are 5 ways to build wealth as an RN. So the first one, friends, is leverage your work-life balance for side hustles. Right, so as a nurse, maybe you work 3 12-hour shifts, especially if you work in the hospital. 3 shifts is your full work week. Leverage the work-life balance of having all those extra days to try to find a way to build a side hustle. It could start with a hobby. For me, I leverage my extra time into YouTube, into personal development, ways to increase my value, ways to give value, right? On my personal development journey, I always like to think, and ever since I heard it, it's made sense to me. The best version of myself is always going to get the best outcome. At some point, you're going to realize that you're holding yourself back. And until you join your own personal development journey, right? Your own challenge to become a better and better person. And it doesn't have to happen overnight. And likely it won't happen overnight. But that's one area that you can leverage this extra time into, is just yourself, because the best version of you is going to get the best outcome. Because the worst version of you, the settled version of you, is not going to get the best outcome. That's just not how life works, right? So put yourself in the best positions to succeed, and oftentimes it's by getting out of your own way. So personal development. For side hustles, oftentimes they can start as hobbies. Oftentimes it could just be you trying to give back value. Here I am on Male Nurse Mentor. As a nurse, I still work full time. I have a partner. I work on personal development. You can say you don't have time all you want, but as a nurse, you can have time. You probably have more time and a better work-life balance than most people because of the career itself. So just lean into that. Lean into that extra time. Lean into the benefit of the work-life balance. Start a hobby. Maybe find ways to give value. Literally research side hustles. But just know that opportunity is definitely there. The second thing I put is find a high-paying job as an RN. So don't settle. Right? If you're in a job and you feel like, you don't make enough as an RN, there's so many jobs you can work as an RN, so many different positions, that there's no reason why you should feel like you're underpaid. And it really doesn't matter what state you're in. Sure, higher cost of living areas like California, where I live, nurses get paid $100,000 and up. And maybe another state somewhere in the Midwest, for example, that's not the case. But you could probably find a contract somewhere, an opportunity to probably increase your income. Contracts are a good way to do it. Just be careful with benefits or the lack of benefits. Just consider the fact that you might need to move if you're trying to increase your income. I know it's harder to think of it that way, but there's no reason as an RN you should not be feeling like you're not getting paid what you're worth, because there's opportunities out there as an RN to make good money. Sure, higher cost of living areas pay more because the living cost is higher, but you also really do get paid more. Like for me, what I get paid here, and I'll be transparent with you guys, it's $110,000 to work from home here in California. It was better when I was getting paid in the prison at $134,000, but $110,000 is still a very good living wage. Especially it's me and my partner, so 2 incomes combined, we're living pretty well. And this is just 5-6 years into my career. She's also young just like me, so we're still on the rise. I just challenge you to expand your mindset. And if you feel like, oh, you're broke as an RN, there should be no reason for that. And if you feel like you're being underpaid, maybe even explore leaving states. Like I said, that's a little harder, but if not, explore contracts at the very least. Sometimes it is worth it to hop from contract to contract because you do get paid more. And if you're in a time in your life where you want to get paid more, you just want to make more money, you're just trying to hustle, that's probably a good and easy way to do it. So what I have here for number 3 is you can work for a state or county department or certain facilities to get really good benefits. And what I mean by this is, for example, myself. One way that I leaned into trying to get the most out of my work, right, or to build wealth, was to go work for the state government of California. Sure, the pay can be hit or miss, but the benefits long term is the value that I see, especially when it comes to building wealth. So when you work for the state government, when you work for certain county agencies, I also know there's certain facilities such as Kaiser's here in California and I think a couple other states. UC systems, oftentimes maybe state hospitals or state government tied hospitals, you're gonna get a pension. And this pension is something that's very rare, especially in today's time. Pension is a good thing, in my opinion, to get or try to look out for as you're kind of choosing a place to work. The way I look at it is you're gonna work anyway. Might as well set yourself up for retirement in the process. You're kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Some people have their own opinions about working for the public sector, which are these facilities and state government agencies or counties that I'm speaking about, or the private sector, right? Which are these private hospitals, not tethered to these other agencies, right? But when you work for the public, you do get a pension, you do get really good benefits. You'll probably save money because of the benefits. And I'll give you an example. The reason why I do it is the pension I get in California is a defined benefit pension plan. This means when I retire, I'll get a check of a certain amount for the rest of my life until I die. That to me adds a lot of value, especially in my later years, especially in a time when I need the wealth, right? That will be waiting for me. So working for the state government has provided that. So as you're looking for ways to build wealth, think of your retirement, think of ways that you'll be better off in the future, and trying to aim for a place where you can get a pension is one way to do it, just one. So these are just little things. Overall, what to take from this one, look for opportunities to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. If you can work and at the same time you're working, build up a very solid retirement, I would do that. I would find places like these agencies, these facilities, and work for them. Just a thought. So this one's number 4, friends. Leverage your steady and high income to invest regularly, such as 401ks. You can do an individual stock account or get into real estate. But what you want to do is leverage the fact that you make nurse money and your job is so stable. It's as stable as it can get. You very rarely have to worry about getting laid off. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. It does. A lot more rare or a lot less often than for other career paths, for example. As a nurse, you're going to be a good, I would say a high earner, right? You're a high earner overall, especially when it comes to middle class. You're going to be in the middle to upper middle class. So you're going to be a high earner. Your job is very stable. There's no reason why you shouldn't begin to invest. Like I said, you shouldn't be broke. You should have excess money. You use that excess money to then invest. You can do it very easily with your 401k and your employer. You can open an individual stock account. That's what I did. I have my pension and everything else going on, but I also opened up my own individual stock account and I'm a dividend investor. Instead of having my nice Jeep Wrangler Rubicon or, a Porsche Panamera, I hope to get that one day, parked in the driveway, I have a good sized dividend portfolio and I have a YouTube channel connected to it. It's called ContinuesToTick, if you're curious. It's a trade-off, right? Instead of spending money on the things you want, you have to kind of spend money on the things that you kind of need to build yourself up for wealth in the future. So a dividend portfolio is just one way to do it. Another thing is real estate, right? You can go ahead and try to get into real estate. I desire to get into real estate. I'm just not at the point in my life where I have the excess capital to be able to get into real estate, but I do plan to do that at some point, and you'll probably see me do it at some point on this channel. I'm just not there yet, but that's one good way to build wealth, especially as an RN, with RN money, RN work-life balance, all that stuff. So just think about it. You're gonna continue to work every single day, every single year for the rest of your life until you can afford not to. So set yourself up, leverage this opportunity that you have as an RN to build that wealth for yourself, especially for retirement. And this last one here, number 5, this one's one that is something I'm more recently going through, and I say it's very much worth it. It's invest in your career development into more advanced RN positions, because these are for sure going to be the positions that are going to pay you top dollar. They're going to pay you a lot more, right? You can become an advanced practice clinical nurse, right? Such as an NP, which is a nurse practitioner, or CRNA, certified registered nurse anesthetist. CRNA technically is, I think, the highest paying nursing job. So if you have it in you, you got that desire and that itch for school and a very high paying job, CRNA is it. You can do another clinical option, which is NP. They don't make as much, but they make a good amount, especially an amount more than being a floor nurse. Or you can go into leadership, management, the executive, administrative side of nursing. And that's the side that I'm kind of going and gravitating into. I don't want to be a manager or a supervisor. Maybe that's you as well. So what are your options? Well, for me, I'm a nurse consultant. I work for the state government as a nurse consultant. I had to take one step back into this role, but it did require developing myself, which was years of experience and a master's degree in order to just get my foot in. I'm gonna just give myself as an example, right? I do make 110K right now. At the prison, I was making 134K. I did take a $24,000 pay cut, but this job is technically a promotion and I do make less, but the runway itself is why I did it, because I am starting at 110K, but I can eventually, over time, maybe in 5 years, maybe 7 years, I'll probably be at 190K. The runway for this opportunity is a lot better. The job is better because I get to work from home, and the pay will be better than working on the floor. Career development, personal development in your career, this is a good place to invest your money, especially if in the long term you're trying to build up wealth for yourself. Because to be honest, you can work in the same job as much as you want and try to invest as much as you want and be wise with your money, but you do need a bigger shovel at some point. And what I mean by that is you do have to find a higher income earning job at some point. The bigger your shovel is, the less work you have to put in. Now it's just a matter of, with that shovel, right, with that big source of income coming in, making the right moves from there. Again, don't just buy that Jeep Wrangler Rubicon you want, that Porsche Panamera you want. Before you do that, set your foundation financially and then rise from there. I drove a 2014 Toyota Camry. Before that, I drove a 2000 Toyota Camry. Toyota Camrys are beasts of cars. They don't die. You know, that was a smarter purchase. But anyways, friends, I hope this video was helpful. All I'm trying to do is just be a mentor to the current nurses out there and future generation nurses who are coming up. These are things that need to be spoken about. This is the mentor part of the nursing channel. So hopefully some of this was helpful. Hopefully some of this is something you take back and see a value. And just before we end, if you ever want to reach me, the best way to reach me for questions, motivation, inspiration, just second opinions, I answer DM messages on Instagram. I'm currently working on a website. It's not up yet. So the easiest way to get to me, reach out to me, is on Instagram DMs. So find me, go follow me if you're curious. I post on there daily. Find me there if you need me. And until the next video, friends, I'll see you then. And good luck on your nursing journey. I'm here with you.